All right, this is target D8F3-T9G2. D8F3-T9G2, my first visual ideogram, is an interplay between light and dark and a human form primarily. So I get a human form. This is dark. Light spilling on the person and a walkway, some type of lighted walkway. That would be a wall. Human, dark area, shadows, light and dark in a walkway. That's my first visual ideogram on that one. So I would think of that as being a person target. My second visual ideogram, addressing this again, D8F3-T9G2, is a person being thrown against a wall. I've actually felt the force of like, that's a wall, and force, person up against a wall. How would the force would be like shoved? Go for one more visual ideogram. It's two people this time. Okay, so one person here exerting force, another person is the object of the force, and this person's the aggressor, obviously. And I get a sense of hostility, hyperactivity, like somebody who drinks a lot of Red Bull or methamphetamine, someone who's just really strung and hardwired, and I just feel this wave of hostility, aggression, and hyperactivity off of this person. A little bit more about the surroundings is this person next to buildings, and I hear that young people's music where you can hear the thump, 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 thump. So there's music over here, and it's music with a heavy bass beat, a lot of bass. And I smell alcohol breath. Alcohol, bass music, probably cigarette smoke smells, and music's coming from over here, a couple people right here. Seems to be dusk, getting dark, lights coming on. I see a street, buildings, and a van. A van on a street, and inside the van I hear that bass thumping music. I hear the thump, thump. Let me turn my music down. Hang on a second. I've got theta tones. It's a little too loud. Getting in the way of me here. Okay. Smells and tastes. Oh, inside. Blood. That's not good. Urine. Alcohol. Music, blood, urine, alcohol. Easier just to tear this. D8, F3-D9, G2. That's a pretty clear, that was a clear visual image right there. That was, okay, I got a point of view on this one. Okay, I can see it. Oh man. Okay, there's a windshield. All right, that's a windshield. I'm inside the van looking out. I see a console, like the dashboard right here, and there's this DVD player. Not DVDs, it plays MP3s. MP3 player right there. And that's the dashboard. That's the steering wheel here. Looking out, I can see a road. All right, there's the rear view mirror. And then there's a seat here. This guy driving is the alcohol breath. Oh man, drinking. What's the shit? They have that stuff that's a mixture of alcohol and caffeine. So you get ramped up, you get drunk at the same time. So you're like crazy, amped up and drunk. And there may be something else, meth, something, but definitely, wow, a feeling of, wow, flying. And this seat is slumped over person and not amped up. Opposite. Not barely conscious. Laughter. I hear laughter. Like this is party time. Party time on the road. Here we go. We're in the van. Can see that. Another point of view. How can I draw that? I see the road. I see the road. I see the road. That was a moving image, man. That was. We're driving out of town. Asphalt. That's the roadway. Driving down the road. There's buildings, but it's not in, we're going away from the city. We're going north out of the city. That's the road. I feel like I've got really good clarity on this. I'm seeing this as moving pictures, not a static image, and it seems to be in like almost chronological order. Let me look again. There's the highway. the buildings are giving way to low brush, not a forest, but some brush. And we're driving down the road and we take a right-hand turn. We've gone off the road to, this is the main road, but there's a side, we're going somewhere off to a side area that's secluded off that road. Let me encapsulate this into an S3. Start here with a person in the shadows, structures, walkway, light. That's 1. 2, a person gets shoved, some type of physical force. 3, I see a van in an urban area heading down a road. 4, I'm inside the van with a person that's very hyper Red Bull energy drink, methamphetamine. I get a vibratory, just a woo. And then a person who's the whole probe of that is barely conscious. 5, I see the road, driving down the road out of town. 6, takes a right-hand turn off the road to an area with rolling hills and shrub brush. So my S3 is a linear progression of all those images. Okay, I'm roughly to S4, cascade. So I'll look at some gestalts. Land 1. Land 1. Okay. My point of observation on this one is above, and I'm back at the timeline would be 1 or 2 back in the back before we're driving in the van, and I'm looking down and I have a well-lighted roadway. Okay, there's street lamps here, and this area is light. Off to the side it's not as light. This is darker area, but there's side streets and there's buildings here. There's buildings here. This is very well lit, and there's like an intersection here, and I saw people walking like a crosswalk, and people were congregating here at a structure like this. This has music coming out of it and alcohol. This is like a club. I get a sense of young people here. This would be the main drag. This is a well-lighted big street, but it's not a freeway because there's a crosswalk here. People walk. There's people milling about, like going clubbing. And here's this. So structures, not skyscraper structures, but not houses, maybe 3 stories at the most. Well, that feels like a club, like a bar, like a business district, not a business district, kind of a business district. It's not skyscrapers. It's not the heart of a city. It's not, there's be some apartments or dorms over here. People live here, but this is more not a strip mall. It's just the outskirts of a good-sized town, medium-sized buildings. And the only one I really drawn to is this. It's like a club. So that's my land 1. I had another aspect of land that I'm going to look at here in a minute, which would be where the van went. Out of town, down the road. The van went north. The van was there, and they're in it. They drove up here, and we're going to go there and take a look at this land 2, L-A-N-D 2. This is. Did I say that back there at land 1 was the music thump thump, like that you hear a block away? You can hear somebody playing that bass beat, that not reggae but hip hop, boom boom boom. That's behind me. That's back there. I got to go back to land 2 now. It's a quieter place, but the guy's van still has music inside. But when you, oh man, I just got the sound. I just got the sound. When you open a van door, you know how you unlock the thing? The newer vans, like we just rented one, you just go like this and you stand back and it does it by itself. But in older vans, it's got that side door. Okay, I'm off on something else. Okay, I gotta get this out. You have your van. Okay. That's the passenger door. Here's the door here. The sound of when you go click, and then it goes, the sound of a van door opening. That is struck me. I can't mimic that sound, but I go open a van door and I'll record it, like opening of a van door. That probably happened a couple times back at land 1 and land 2. But what I was trying to get onto, let me explain how my mind is working here, was land 1 was city sounds, traffic sounds, people talking sounds, the sound of clubs, of sounds of music going thump, 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 thump. That sound. Driving out, I hear tires on the road, and then it pulls off the road to the right and goes down a side road, and now it's quieter, but I heard the van door opening again, and now I'm going to look at land 2. Okay, here's the road, and main road, vegetation here, and there's a turnoff. There's a turnoff that we turned right, and you come over here, and this is like I want to explain it like a rest stop, but there's not like a restroom there. It's not a truck stop, but it's I don't sense this is a road that goes through. It's just a turnoff, like a dead-end cul-de-sac, but there's no homes there. There's some small trees. Okay, this land is got hills like this. It's on the outskirts. It's on the outskirts. And I don't see this as a park, but vegetation, dark. It's night, and the van comes here. All right. So Land 2. Land 1, Land 2. Structure 2. Got ink all over my hands. Okay. This is like Structure 2. And I hear tires over gravel. Rough. Okay. And the tires that structure 2, I see it as a van, kind of an older van. The Dodge van, you know, not the, okay, the family Aerostar van has that aerodynamic slanting. This doesn't have that slant. This is not completely box-like. It's got a little, the little front right there, and then the windshield. I can't draw this right, but it's not the Aerostar sleek, the 2010 van. It's more like the van was 10 years ago. And I hear the door opening, and it's white, and I get it's dented right there. It's got some damage to it right over here. The license plate is blue colors and white. The white license plate is, it's got light blue here. Illinois, Land o' Lincoln, Land o' Lincoln, Land o' Lincoln, Land o' Lincoln. That's there. And after the door opens, there's a not a tarp or a blanket, like a padded, the one, not a horse blanket, that like movers would use, kind of the stuff they wrap stuff up in a blanket, and that's where the blood and the urine is. And something comes out. That's my structure 2. Okay, I know I'm going to get to the point here where I got to look at 2 humans. The people, well, the people milling about at the club were just people crossing the street, and they were young people, and they're the kind of people that would like to go hear that music. Thum, thum, thum. And all throughout this whole thing, I get stale alcohol breath. So this is life, human 1. This is a, like their knees won't hold them up. This is a person that's gotta fall down. Gotta fall down. Like arms out. head down. Hands and knees. That's a woman, that's a girl, that's a girl. Now, almost like throwing up, puking, sick. She was really pretty, but she's not pretty here. She's in trouble. She can't stand up. She's sick. She doesn't even know what's happening. It's like she's been drugged. Date rape. What's the date rape drug? Rohypnol. Rohypnol. Wow, woozy, fall down, thick. I don't know where. She'd be scared to death. In back of her mind, she might be scared to death, but she's too out of it. She's bad way, man. She's almost comatose. Barely conscious, in and out of consciousness. She came out of the van. She either fell, was pushed, tumbled, rolled, and this isn't going to be good. Is she in the grave that I saw in the earlier session? This is a sub-cue of a session where I saw a person in a grave, and that might be her. Okay, Life Human 1. Okay, I know he's got stale alcohol breath and a vibe of just. Let's see if I can see him. Human 1. He looks like a pretty young guy and not bad looking. See if I can draw him. His head. This is some ethnic. He's not all. It doesn't look like a pure Caucasian guy. And you know how your head is shaved? Your head kind of has that shape, and he's not bald. He doesn't have a receding hairline at all. He would have a full head of hair, but they cut it really short, so it's like stubble there. Okay, so that's how I get his head shaved, but not clean shaven, smooth bald, but very short cropped beyond a buzz cut. Really short hair. Not full Caucasian. I don't know if he's black, Hispanic mix, olive skin guy. I don't draw good enough. Lips, kind of full. He's thinner than that. Got that close hair, but you can see his hairline. Kind of muscular. That's a t-shirt. That's a black t-shirt. May have a little faint goatee, just barely, you know, like didn't shave for a couple days. That kind of look. You know, the MTV guy. He looks like a guy he'd be on MTV. I see him a little darker as the way I've drawn him here. But he is very... This guy would drink 6 Red Bulls just to say, I can drink 6 fucking Red Bulls, man. So fucking what, you know? And okay, let me see what he does. Well, he hangs around young people. He likes to hang around college people, but he's not in college. So he's not a student. He's older. He's like a guy that didn't get into a good college, but he wants to hang around. And he likes blondes. He likes the cute blondes, but they're not going to go out with him. But he is... I just get a intense wave of psychotic, man, you would not, this guy just fucking slap you and just fight with you like that. Terrible temper. Name has something to do with J. Starts with a J, like Jock, Jack, Johnny. There's a J name here. J. Like Jalon, Jalone, Jamone, Jalone, Jalone, Jamone, Jamone, Jalone. Where'd you go, Jalone? Where's that, Jalone? He talks like ghetto, like, but he's not, it's an affectation. Like he talks like a punk. I can't do it, like, oh, what's up? How would they, I can hear it, but I can't do it. Like a guy, I've never watched Jersey Shore. I've never watched Jersey Shore, not one episode, but like a guy on Jersey Shore. How do they talk on Jersey Shore? Like a Jersey street accent, you know? Hey, my bro, Jersey street shore accent. That's the guy. That's the guy.